Let's cut through the lies right now. Most men waste weeks, months, even years, chasing women who were never interested in them from the start. They ignore the cold replies, the last-minute cancellations, the fake smiles, and they keep telling themselves, "She's just busy. She'll come around." Stop. That's not reality. That's denial. The truth is simple. When a woman wants you, you'll know. When she doesn't, you'll know too if you're willing to face the signs. In this video, I'm going to expose 7 undeniable things a woman will do when she's not into you. And if you see even 2 or 3 of them, you need to stop chasing immediately. Because a Stoic man doesn't beg for attention. He recognizes the truth, protects his dignity, and walks. Welcome to Stoic Truth 101. Let's get into it. One of the clearest, most painful signs a woman isn't interested in you is this: she doesn't value your time. And if she doesn't value your time, she doesn't value you. Think about it. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose a job and find another. But every minute you spend waiting for someone who doesn't care, that's gone forever. And too many men waste their lives handing over their most precious asset, time, to women who never truly wanted them. How it looks in real life. At first, it might feel like nothing. She shows up late, 10 minutes, maybe 15. She apologizes with a cute smile and you let it slide. Next time, it's 30 minutes. No apology, just an excuse. Traffic was crazy. Or I lost track of time. Before you know it, you're sitting in restaurants, waiting an hour, checking your phone every 5 minutes, convincing yourself that she's worth it. Or maybe it's not lateness, it's cancellations. You plan a dinner for Friday. She says yes. But an hour before, she suddenly remembers something else she has to do. She promises to reschedule, but never brings it up again. And what do most men do? They say, "No problem." They smile. They wait for her to set another date. But it never comes. And here's the cold truth that wasn't an accident. That was her showing you, without words, that you're not a priority. Why this happens? When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she'll make the time. She'll rearrange her schedule if she has to. She'll text you first. She'll check in if she's running late. She'll do whatever it takes to see you because she wants to. But when she's not interested, suddenly, everything else in her life takes priority. Work, friends, Netflix, scrolling TikTok. She's not too busy. She's just too busy for you. The truth is, people always make time for what they value. And when she repeatedly disrespects your time, it's her way of saying, "You're not valuable to me." The dangerous trap men fall into. Here's the tragedy: most men ignore these red flags. They tell themselves she's stressed. They convince themselves she'll come around. They excuse her disrespect because they're addicted to the hope of maybe. But every time you accept lateness, every time you swallow a last-minute cancellation, you're training her. You're teaching her that your time is cheap, that you'll wait, that you'll put your life on hold for her. And once she knows that, she has no reason to change. In fact, she'll respect you even less, because deep down, she knows a man who respects himself doesn't let anyone waste his time. The Stoic perspective Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." In other words, life is short. Time is finite. If a woman shows you, through her actions, that your time means nothing to her, why on earth would you keep giving it away? A Stoic man understands this. He doesn't beg for her to value him. He values himself enough to walk. A real-world example. Imagine two men. The first man plans a date. She cancels last minute. He replies, "No worries. Let me know when you're free." Weeks pass. She never reaches out. He waits. Checks her Instagram stories. Sees her out with friends. And keeps telling himself, maybe she's just busy. That man is stuck in denial. The second man, same situation. She cancels last minute. He doesn't argue. He doesn't beg. He simply says, "Got it." And then he moves on. He doesn't text again. He doesn't wait. He invests his time in someone who actually respects him, or better yet, in himself. And when she realizes he didn't sit around waiting, when she sees he kept living his life, suddenly she feels the loss. Which man do you think commands respect, the wake-up call? Here's the bottom line. If she keeps disrespecting your time, she's not confused. She's not just busy. She's not secretly testing you to see how patient you are. She's telling you the truth. She's not interested. And the longer you ignore it, the more of your life you waste. What to do instead? Set boundaries. If she's late, don't wait more than 15 minutes. Leave. Don't reschedule endlessly. If she cancels more than once without a solid reason, move on. Stop explaining your worth. You don't need to convince anyone to respect your time. You need to show them by how you act. When a woman sees that you protect your time like gold, she realizes you're not just another guy waiting around. You're a man with self-respect. And that's far more attractive than desperation. Final punchline. Gentlemen, remember, this time is attention. And attention is currency. Stop giving it away for free to women who don't value it. If she can't respect your time, she can't respect you. Walk away. Protect your dignity, because the right woman won't make you wait. She'll be waiting for you. Here's one of the most obvious, but most ignored signs that a woman isn't into you. Her phone suddenly becomes more important than you. Think about this. When you're genuinely interested in someone, when you feel chemistry, when you're excited to be around them, your phone disappears. You're locked in. You want to connect. But when she's not interested, you'll be sitting right there. And she'll be laughing at memes, scrolling TikTok, or texting other people as if you don't exist. What it looks like in real life. You're out for coffee, she sits across from you. But instead of leaning in, instead of holding eye contact, she's got her phone in her hand. She's swiping, typing, barely responding. You crack a joke. She smiles politely without even looking up. And when you ask what's so funny, she says, "Oh, nothing," then goes right back to typing. Or maybe you're talking about something important, something personal, and halfway through your sentence, she picks up her phone to check a notification. In that moment, she didn't just ignore your words, she disrespected your presence. Here's the harsh truth. Attention is the purest form of attraction. If she can give Instagram or some random group chat her full focus, but she can't give you 5 uninterrupted minutes, the message is loud and clear. She's not invested. Why this happens when a woman is drawn to you? She doesn't want distractions. She'll silence her phone. She'll put it face down. She'll want to show you you matter more than anything else right now. But when you're not the priority, her energy shifts. The phone becomes her escape. It's her silent way of saying, "I'd rather be somewhere else, with someone else." And here's the danger: most men let it slide. They sit there quietly, hoping she'll put the phone away. They don't call it out because they're afraid of rocking the boat. But ignoring this behavior is the fastest way to tell her your presence doesn't demand respect. The Stoic perspective. The Stoics taught us that presence is power. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." If she's glued to her phone while you're right there, she's not in the present with you. And if she won't choose presence with you now, what makes you think she'll suddenly choose it later? A Stoic man doesn't beg for attention. He expects presence because he gives presence. And if it's not returned, he withdraws his energy. Calmly, quietly, without drama. The mistake men make. Most men think they can win her back by being more entertaining. If she's texting, they try harder. They tell bigger stories, lewd jokes, anything to compete with her phone. But here's the truth. You will never outcompete the endless dopamine factory of social media. And if you try, you only look desperate. Attraction doesn't come from performing. It comes from presence, confidence, and respect. If she doesn't give you her attention, you don't fight for it. You pull back and protect your dignity. How to handle it like a Stoic. So what should you do if her phone keeps stealing her focus? Stay calm. Don't snap or whine. Observe. If it's a one-time thing, maybe she's distracted. But if it's a pattern, it's a sign. Don't compete. If she'd rather text than connect, let her. Excuse yourself. Cut the meeting short. Keep your energy intact. Because the moment you start begging for her attention, you've already lost. A real-world example, picture this. 2 men are on first dates. The first man notices she's glued to her phone. He laughs nervously, cracks another joke, tries to be louder, funnier, more interesting. She laughs at her screen, not at him. By the end of the night, he feels drained and invisible. The second man notices the same behavior after 5 minutes. He simply says, "Looks like you're busy. Let's do this another time." He stands up, pays for his drink, and leaves. He doesn't yell. He doesn't beg. He doesn't explain. He walks. Guess which man leaves an impression? Not the one who tried harder. The one who respected himself enough to walk away. The wake-up call. If her phone is more interesting than you, she's already telling you where you stand. Don't ignore it. Don't excuse it. Don't compete with a glowing screen. Because here's the truth. A woman who values you won't risk losing your attention to a phone. She'll guard that connection. She'll want you to feel seen. And if she doesn't, then she doesn't deserve your time. Final punchline, gentlemen. Remember, This presence is the real test of interest. If she can't give you hers, stop giving her yours. Don't sit across from someone who treats you like background noise. A Stoic man doesn't beg to be noticed. He notices when it's time to leave. Let's be real for a second. Everyone in this world is busy. We all have jobs, responsibilities, family, friends, commitments. Life is hectic. But here's the truth that men hate admitting when a woman truly wants you. She will make time. Period. If she says she's too busy every time you try to connect, that's not scheduling, it's avoidance. It's her polite way of saying, "You're not a priority," how it looks in real life. You text her, "Hey, want to grab dinner this week?" She replies, "Oh, I'd love to, but work is insane right now." A few days later, you try again. "How about Saturday?" she says. I'm just swamped. Maybe next time." But then you check her Instagram story and she's out with friends, laughing, sipping cocktails, posting selfies. Or maybe you call her, straight to voicemail. Hours later, she texts back, "Sorry, I've been so busy." Yet somehow she had time to post on TikTok, binge watch Netflix, and like 3 of your friends' pictures. She's not too busy for life. She's too busy for you. Why this happens when a woman likes you? She will squeeze you into her schedule, even if it's just 5 minutes. She'll text on her lunch break. She'll FaceTime after work. She'll carve out time because she wants to. When she doesn't, she leans on busyness as a shield. It's the safest excuse in the book. You can't argue with "I'm busy." You can't prove she's lying. So, you wait. You hope. You convince yourself, maybe next week will be better. But it never is. The Stoic perspective Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In dating, that means this: don't be afraid to look cold by walking away when she claims she's too busy. Because the truth is, a Stoic man values his own time above her excuses. He doesn't chase someone who won't prioritize him. He doesn't keep knocking on a locked door, hoping it will magically open. He moves on, calm, unbothered, free. The trap men fall into. Most men hear "I'm busy" and treat it like a challenge. They start trying harder. They offer to work around her schedule. "No worries. I'll wait until you're free. It's okay. I can come to you. I'll stay up late if you're tired. Just text me when you can." Do you see what's happening? Every time you adjust, every time you compromise, every time you make yourself available at her convenience, you lower your value. You're telling her, "My time is cheap, yours is priceless." And once she believes that, game over. Respect these. How to handle it like a Stoic. So how should you respond when she says she's too busy? Don't argue. Accept it at face value. Don't wait around. Don't keep chasing. Don't beg for her schedule. Move forward. Focus on your mission, your training, your purpose. If she comes back later and says, "Hey, I finally have time," then you decide if she's worth it. But you don't pause your life waiting for her availability. Because here's the truth: the right woman won't hide behind busy. She'll find a way, A real-world example. Let me paint the picture. A man named Chris is in his mid-40s. He meets a younger woman who's beautiful, magnetic. He asks her out. She says, "I'm really busy with work right now. Maybe later." Chris, like most men, believes her. He waits. He texts every few days. "How's work, you free yet?" She keeps replying, still slammed. Sorry, months pass. Nothing happens. Meanwhile, another man, Daniel, meets the same woman. He asks her out. She says, "I'm too busy this week." He replies simply, "Got it. No worries." And then he stops reaching out. He keeps living his life, focused on his career, his training, his friends. Guess who she eventually calls not Chris? Who kept orbiting? Daniel. Why? Because his silence exposed the truth. She wasn't actually too busy, she just wasn't interested. And when she realized she couldn't string him along, curiosity pulled her back. The wake-up call, "Here's the bottom line, I'm busy," is code for "You're not important enough." And if you don't face that, you'll waste months, maybe years, waiting for a door that will never open. You don't need to decode her words. You just need to watch her actions. Because people always make time for what they value. If she's not making time for you, that's your answer. Final punchline, gentlemen. Remember, this interest creates effort. Disinterest creates excuses. If she's too busy to give you basic attention, she's telling you everything you need to know. Don't beg. Don't wait. Don't negotiate. Respect yourself. Walk away. Because the right woman won't be too busy. She'll be looking for ways to make time for you. One of the clearest signs that a woman isn't interested in you is this. Talking to her feels like pulling teeth. You know the feeling. You send a text, and she replies with a single word, lol. K. Yeah. No follow-up. No curiosity. No energy. It's like trying to spark a fire with wet wood, no matter how hard you strike. Nothing catches. What it looks like in real life. When a woman actually likes you, conversations flow naturally. She asks you questions. She laughs at your jokes. She shares little details about her life that she doesn't share with everyone. She leans in. She's engaged. But when she's not into you, everything feels heavy. You ask about her day. She says, "It was fine." Full stop. You share a story. She fake smiles, nods, and changes the subject. You text something playful, and she replies hours later with one dry emoji. You're carrying the whole weight of the conversation while she gives the bare minimum, and let's be honest, deep down, you can feel it. Why this happens? Here's the truth. Attraction makes people curious. If she's interested, she wants to know more about you. She'll look for excuses to keep the conversation going, even when there's nothing important to say. When she's not interested, she's not curious. She's not invested. She's not wondering what's on your mind. She's just trying to politely exit the conversation without looking cold. That's why you get the dry replies, the forced laughs, the awkward silence. And this is where men get trapped. They think if they just come up with the right line, the perfect joke, or a clever story, they can fix it. But you can't fix low interest. You can't force curiosity. You can't manufacture attraction through wordplay. The Stoic perspective. The Stoics understood one thing: energy doesn't lie. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If her energy is flat, if her words are lifeless, that's the color of her thoughts about you." And the Stoic response isn't to push harder, it's to see reality clearly and accept it. A Stoic man doesn't force connection. He doesn't beg for interest. He doesn't exhaust himself carrying conversations that aren't reciprocated. He steps back. He protects his peace. The trap men fall into. Most men, when they sense the conversation dying, panic. They overcompensate. They text more, call more, try to fill the silence with anything. They act like a performer desperate to keep the audience entertained. But here's the problem. Every time you force it, you confirm to her that she doesn't need to invest. You're doing all the work, and nothing kills attraction faster than one-sided effort. The harder you try, the less she respects you. How to handle it like a Stoic. So, what should you do when conversations feel forced? Stop forcing. Don't drag her along. If she gives one-word answers, match her energy short. Polite, but detached. Test curiosity. Pull back. If she wants to talk, she'll reach out. If she doesn't, you have your answer. Protect your energy. Don't spend hours trying to keep alive something that's already dead. Because real attraction doesn't need CPR. It breathes on its own. A real-world example. Imagine this. Mike is texting a woman he likes. He asks, "How was your day?" She replies, "Good." Mike panics. He sends another text. "What did you do?" She says, "Just work." Now Mike tries harder. He tells a funny story from his day, hoping to get a reaction. She replies 3 hours later with, "Haha, nice." Mike spends the whole evening glued to his phone, trying to keep her attention. But deep down he knows he's the only one invested. Contrast that with James. James asks the same question. She replies, "Dry, good." He doesn't chase. He simply says, "Glad to hear it." And then he goes about his day. He doesn't send 3 follow-ups. He doesn't beg for energy that isn't there. Guess who maintains self-respect? Guess who doesn't waste hours chasing crumbs of attention? James. And guess who she'll respect more? Even if she's not interested, James, because he didn't try to force something that wasn't real. The wake-up call. If every conversation feels like hard work, she's not into you. Period. You don't need to decode. You don't need to analyze. You don't need to ask, "What does this mean?" It means she's not interested. And the more you chase, the worse it gets. Final punchline, gentlemen. Remember, this conversation is energy. If you're the only one giving it, it's not attraction, it's obligation. Stop forcing what isn't there. Stop carrying dead conversations. Stop pretending that one more clever text will change her mind. A Stoic man doesn't chase curiosity. He lets her show it. And if she doesn't, he walks, calm and centered, knowing his energy is too valuable to waste. Let me be blunt here. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she'll find excuses to get you alone. She'll want one-on-one time. She'll enjoy those private moments where the world disappears and it's just the two of you. But when she's not interested, she'll do the exact opposite. She'll keep things public. She'll bring friends along. She'll make sure you're never in a space where intimacy could even begin to grow. What it looks like in real life. You suggest dinner. She says, "Cool. Can I bring my friend?" You invite her for coffee. Suddenly it turns into a group hangout with her co-workers. Or maybe you're at a party. You try to step aside with her to talk privately, and she immediately pulls someone else into the conversation. It's subtle, but it's deliberate. She's putting a wall between you and her, making sure there's always a buffer, someone else in the room, to protect her from the intimacy she doesn't want with you. Why this happens? Attraction thrives in privacy. That's where tension builds. That's where chemistry deepens. That's where two people feel safe to drop the mask. If she's avoiding being alone with you, it's because she doesn't want that tension. She doesn't feel that spark. And she's protecting herself and you from an awkward reality. But here's the problem. Most men refuse to see it. They tell themselves, "Oh, she's just really social." Or, "She must be shy about being one-on-one." Wrong. If she wanted intimacy, she'd make it happen. Shy or not, busy or not, she'd carve out a moment to be with you. The fact that she avoids it is the answer you're ignoring. The Stoic perspective, Stoicism, teaches us to see reality clearly, without illusion. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." If you convince yourself she's interested while she's actively avoiding alone time with you, you blind yourself to reality. A Stoic man doesn't rationalize. He doesn't build excuses. He accepts what's in front of him. If she avoids intimacy, he doesn't take it personally. He doesn't beg for a different outcome. He simply accepts the truth and reclaims his energy. The trap men fall into. Here's what most guys do wrong. They settle. They tell themselves, "At least I get to see her." Even if it's in a group, they accept scraps of her attention, thinking proximity equals progress. They sit in groups where she barely acknowledges them, hoping one day she'll notice. But here's the harsh truth. Being near her in a group doesn't move you closer to attraction. It moves you deeper into the friend zone. You're not creating tension. You're creating comfort. And comfort without attraction is the death of romance. How to handle it like a Stoic. So how should you respond when she avoids being alone with you? 1. Stop making excuses. Don't tell yourself she's just shy or not ready. 2. Stop chasing group time. If she won't meet one-on-one, stop investing in environments where she hides behind others. 3. Hold your standard. If she doesn't want private time, accept it and walk quietly with dignity. Remember, you don't win respect by tolerating avoidance. You win respect by respecting yourself enough to leave. A real-world example. Picture this. Jason invites a woman he likes out for dinner. She says yes, but brings 2 friends along. Jason convinces himself, it's fine. She just wanted company. He pays for everyone, tries to impress her. But by the end of the night, he feels drained and ignored. Now, imagine Mark. He invites the same woman to coffee. She says, "Can I bring a friend?" Mark smiles and replies, "No worries. Let's just do it another time." He doesn't argue. He doesn't push. He doesn't explain. He just holds his boundary. Guess who she respects more? Mark. Because Mark's message is clear. I'm not here for background noise. I'm here for connection. If you don't want that, I'll move on. The wake-up call, gentlemen. Here's the raw truth. If she avoids being alone with you, she's not into you. Stop ignoring it. Stop chasing proximity. Stop settling for half attention in crowded rooms. If she truly wanted you, she wouldn't bring her best friend as a bodyguard. She'd want those private moments, and the fact that she avoids them is your answer. Final punchline. Remember this. A woman who wants you will seek privacy. A woman who doesn't will seek buffers. Stop pretending group time is progress. Stop begging for scraps of attention. Stand firm. Walk away. Because the right woman won't avoid being alone with you, she'll be looking for excuses to make it happen. Words can lie. Excuses can cover the truth. But body language, that rarely lies. And if you know how to read it, you'll see her real feelings before she ever says a word. When a woman is attracted to you, her body leans in. She makes eye contact. She smiles without forcing it. She touches your arm during a laugh, plays with her hair, or finds little excuses to close the distance. That's silent interest. But when she's not into you, her body will scream it louder than her words ever could. What it looks like in real life. You're talking, but she angles her body away from you. Her arms are crossed tight, creating a physical barrier. When you lean in, she subtly leans back. Her eyes dart around the room, searching for escape, not connection. She fidgets with her phone. Here, drink. Her jewelry, anything but you. Even the little things matter. Short, stiff hugs instead of warm ones. No lingering touches. Minimal or zero eye contact. These signals aren't random. They're her subconscious mind saying, I don't want closeness with this man. Why this happens attraction is physical before it's logical. A woman's body will naturally open up when she's drawn to you. She won't even think about it. It just happens. When she's not interested, her body protects itself. Closed arms, leaning away, creating space. It's instinctive. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. But here's the danger. Most men ignore these signals. They tell themselves she's shy. They convince themselves she's hard to read. They think, if I just keep trying, she'll eventually warm up. Wrong. You can't argue with body language. If she's closed off, she's telling you everything you need to know. The Stoic perspective. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if someone shows you their true character, don't wish it were otherwise. That applies here perfectly. If her body is showing you disinterest, accept it. Don't hope. Don't wish. Don't invent stories. Accept reality. A Stoic man doesn't chase what's closed off. He doesn't force his way into spaces where he's not wanted. He reads the signals, respects them, and walks with dignity. The trap men fall into. Here's the trap. A lot of guys see negative body language as a challenge. She folds her arms. He leans in closer. She avoids eye contact. He tries harder to hold it. She steps back. He steps forward. Do you see what's happening? He's ignoring the truth and acting desperate. And nothing kills attraction faster than desperation. Because here's the brutal reality: if her body is telling you no, your persistence won't flip it into a yes. It will only push her further away. How to handle it like a Stoic? So, what's the right move when her body language screams disinterest? 1. Notice it. Pay attention to her posture, her eyes, her space. 2. Don't argue with it. Don't tell yourself stories about why she's closed off. 3. Match the energy. If she leans back, you lean back. If she creates distance, you let her. 4. Decide quickly. If the signals don't change after some time, stop investing. Respecting her signals doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It shows you value your time and energy enough not to waste them on closed doors. A real-world example. Picture this. Ryan meets a woman at a bar. He's interested. He talks. He jokes. But she keeps looking over his shoulder, scanning the room. Her arms are crossed tight. When he leans in, she leans back. Ryan ignores the signs. He thinks, she's just shy. I'll win her over if I keep trying. He keeps pushing, keeps talking. She grows more uncomfortable until finally she excuses herself and disappears. Now compare that with David. Same scenario. He notices her body angled away. He sees the crossed arms, the lack of eye contact, and instead of chasing, he smiles politely, says, "Nice meeting you," and walks away. Guess who leaves with dignity? David. Guess who wastes no energy on a dead end? David. That's Stoic strength in action. The wake-up call, gentlemen. Stop ignoring what her body is screaming. If she's leaning away, arms crossed, avoiding touch, avoiding eye contact, she's not into you. Don't twist it. Don't excuse it. Don't lie to yourself. Because the more you ignore it, the more desperate you look, and the more desperate you look, the less respect you'll ever earn. Final punchline. Here's the truth. Attraction is open. Disinterest is closed. Her body tells the story. Believe it. A Stoic man doesn't chase closed doors. He reads the signs, accepts them, and moves on calm, unbothered, and free. Because at the end of the day, the right woman won't cross her arms to block you. She'll open them to welcome you. This one stings. But it's also one of the clearest signs that a woman is not into you. If a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she's not going to openly flirt with other men while you're standing right there. Her focus will be on you. She'll want you to feel chosen. But if she's laughing too hard at another guy's jokes, touching his arm during the conversation, or locking eyes with him, in a way she never does with you all while you're right there, that's not an accident. That's a message. What it looks like in real life. You're out with her at a bar. You step away to grab a drink. And when you come back, she's leaning into another guy. Hair flipped. Giggling like he's the most fascinating man alive. Or maybe you're at a party together, and instead of talking to you, she spends most of the night in a corner, giving playful attention to someone else. And here's the brutal part. Sometimes she does it subconsciously. She's just following her attraction. Other times, she knows exactly what she's doing, sending a clear signal that she doesn't see you as her romantic choice. Either way, the message is the same. Her attention is going somewhere else, not to you. Why this happens: attraction can't be faked. If she's genuinely into you, she'll protect your presence. She won't risk disrespecting you by openly giving another man that kind of energy. But when she's not interested, she doesn't care how it looks. She doesn't feel like she owes you exclusivity because, in her mind, you're not even in the running. And here's the mistake most men make. They see this behavior as a challenge. They think, I'll just outshine the other guy. I'll prove I'm better. I'll compete for her attention until she notices me. But here's the reality. The moment you start competing, you've already lost. The Stoic perspective, Stoicism, teaches us to never beg for what is freely given elsewhere. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In this case, the Stoic man isn't fooled by games. He doesn't compete for attention. He doesn't get jealous. He doesn't fight other men like a dog fighting over scraps. Instead, he calmly withdraws. He understands that true attraction doesn't need to be chased or defended. It flows naturally, and if she's showing interest in someone else, then she's simply not his. The trap men fall into. Here's the trap. Too many men let their ego take control. They see her flirting, and instead of walking, they double down. They crack louder jokes. They hover around. They start subtle battles with the other guy, trying to win. But what they don't realize is this: their competition only lowers their value. They're showing her they're desperate. They're showing her they're insecure. And insecurity is the fastest way to kill whatever tiny attraction might have been there in the first place. How to handle it like a Stoic. So what do you do when she flirts with others in front of you? 1. Stay calm. Don't make a scene. Don't argue. Don't throw a tantrum. 2. Read it clearly. Her actions are louder than her words. She's showing you where her energy is going. 3. Withdraw gracefully. Excuse yourself. End the night early. Move on. Because here's the truth. A woman who respects you will never put you in a position where you feel like you're competing for her. A real-world example. Imagine Chris. He takes a woman out to dinner. Halfway through the night, she starts chatting with the waiter, laughing a little too much, giving him all the warmth she never gave Chris. Chris sees it. He feels the sting, but instead of trying harder, instead of making himself look like a clown, he smiles, finishes his drink, and says thanks for tonight. Then he leaves. No anger, no drama, just quiet dignity. Guess what happens? The woman realizes she lost the interest of a man who actually respected himself. And that silence, that absence, hits harder than any jealous reaction ever could. The wake-up call, gentlemen. Stop ignoring the truth. If she's flirting with other men in front of you, she's showing you exactly where you stand. And if you stay, if you tolerate it, if you keep chasing, you're telling her your self-respect is negotiable. But here's the reality. Self-respect is non-negotiable. Final punchline. Remember this. You are not in competition for any woman's attention. If she wants you, you'll know. If she doesn't, you'll know. And if she openly flirts with others in front of you, that's your sign to walk. A Stoic man doesn't fight over scraps. He builds a life so valuable that women fight to be part of his world. Never forget, a woman who respects you will never make you feel like second place. Gentlemen, let's cut through the noise. If a woman is not interested in you, she'll show it clearly, consistently, and unapologetically. And if you ignore those signs, if you convince yourself that persistence will change her mind, you're not chasing love, you're chasing disrespect. You saw the 7 signs. She disrespects your time. She buries herself in her phone. She's always too busy. Conversations feel dead. She avoids being alone with you. Her body language closes you out. And worst of all, she flirts with others right in front of you. That's not attraction. That's rejection dressed in politeness. But here's the good news. Once you see these signs for what they are, you're free. Free to stop wasting time. Free to walk with dignity. Free to invest your energy into women. And more importantly, into a life that actually respects you. Because at the end of the day, Stoicism teaches us one unshakable truth. Your worth does not come from her response. It comes from how you choose to live, how you choose to lead, and how you choose to respect yourself. So stop begging for attention. Stop chasing what doesn't want to be caught. Stop lowering your standards just to feel wanted. The right woman won't leave you guessing. She won't make you decode mixed signals. She'll make it clear through her presence, her energy, and her respect. Until then, hold the line, protect your peace, and never compromise your dignity for temporary validation. If this message hit home for you, if you felt even one sign resonate in your life, don't just nod and move on. Do something about it. Drop a comment below and tell me which sign opened your eyes the most. Share your story. This isn't just my channel, it's our community, a brotherhood of men choosing respect over desperation. And if you're ready to go deeper into Stoic masculinity, if you're ready to master your mind, your energy, and your relationships, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next, because the next video could be the one that flips your entire perspective. Gentlemen, remember this: rejection isn't the end. It's redirection. Every no clears the path for the yes that truly belongs to you. Stay strong. Stay stoic. Stay unshakable. I'll see you in the next video.